Ballet danced to a live orchestra stimulates every sense, especially when it's Romeo and Juliet, choreographed by the legendary Veronica Paeper.
Veronica Paeper, who is the choreographer of Romeo and Juliet, is a former artistic director of Cape Town City Ballet. She's created many full-length works for the company. I decided that as part of my leadership of Cape Town City Ballet, that I wanted to restore in its original form as many of Veronica Paeper's ballets as I was able to do. Veronica is very well known, most particularly for her Romeo and Juliet, and some people consider it to be one of the finest in the world.
All of Shakespeare, I feel, has great potential for ballet because the stories are always so wonderful. I'm not so much a choreographer of steps, I'm a choreographer of emotions and storyline, and I much prefer that. I love to make audiences laugh or cry, and in Romeo and Juliet, they do both. They laugh in the first two acts, and they cry at the end, I hope. And I've enjoyed working with all the dancers, the local ones, and all these other wonderful dancers that have come from every corner of the world. So it's been a most incredible experience for me.
Among those dancing the leads are Vadim Muntagirov and Fumi Kaneko, both principals of the Royal Ballet.
So this is my first time visiting South Africa, Cape Town, and I'm absolutely loving everything about this beautiful country. Everyone is so kind to us and feel very welcomed and so happy to dance here.
There is some differences between European style of dancing and South African. The dancers here are really hard workers. They have different repertoire, different schedules. And in a way here, the dancers feels maybe more secure, more relaxed. In Europe, sometimes we can get a bit nervous because we would get maybe 2 performances per production, which, for example, now we have 4 performances. So it would be equivalent of 2 seasons in Royal Ballet. I found dancers here very confident, very happy being on stage, so I don't see that fear, and that kind of helps us as well, because we arrive here, sometimes we get a bit nervous because it's a new production, new people, but everyone very friendly here, and then when we get on stage, we see a good energy, which I really like about South Africa.
Also taking the lead through until August 28 is Hannah Ward, making her debut in a principal role as Juliet.
I feel incredibly privileged to be performing the role of Juliet. It's a role where it truly tells someone else's story. It's not the most classical Sleeping Beauty, Swan Lake, so it's something that I feel is not as daunting as a role like that, technically, but emotionally I feel a great responsibility to bring her character to life.
Japanese dancer Fumi Kaneko brings an audience of 100,000 Instagram followers to every role.
Juliet is such an innocent, pure girl. She always says yes to her parents, but then the moment she met Romeo, she fell in love with him. She never had that feeling before. She starts following her feeling, her gut, and the love, how much love can change yourself and how much strength love gives. For me, it's a big role that lives her life all the way through and become a strong woman.
What I like about Romeo, when I'm performing this ballet and I have beautiful Juliet next to me, for 3 hours I go back to 16 years old boy. It's such a romantic and energetic beginning of the ballet where Romeo just living his best life, and then suddenly in 3 minutes his life changed completely. I found it quite interesting to switch from happiest time to the worst time.
International ballet conductor Jonathan Lowe leads the Cape Town Philharmonic at select performances.
Working with the brilliant musicians of the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra has been a real highlight of my last month or so here. They are such a bunch of hard-working musicians with real determination and grit, but of course artistry as well. Conducting Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet in Veronica Paeper's production of this wonderful story is a bit of a marathon. It's interesting that I've done a few Romeo and Juliets, but they have all been made by male choreographers, and having a Romeo made by a woman choreographer actually sheds a slightly different nuance into the characterization, particularly into the personality of Juliet. Of course, the music is married so well with the drama. In Prokofiev's score, you've got harmonies that really gets your heart, and the results have been really enjoyable. The last few shows in particular have felt that there's a real spontaneity in our understanding with each other. It's been a real joy and a thrill.
For this Veronica Paeper ballet that will dance right into your heart, catch the final week of Romeo and Juliet running at the Artscape Theatre Opera House until the 28th of August.
Get more of the Insider Essay online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider Essay. Watch the show Monday evenings at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.